Chairman. Yes, Mr. Cunningham raised the issue with regards to the travel plan and how does it actually work. The Highway Authority will enter into an agreement with any developer for a development of this size, requiring the developer to prepare a travel plan. The travel plan will include an action plan, as we term it. In there, it'll explain exactly what the developer will do to encourage the new residents to, wherever possible, look to alternative means of transport rather than the private car. Within the travel plan will also be targets which the developer will have to seek to achieve. There is also a requirement for monitoring for 5 years after the development is completely built out to see whether the targets that they have signed up to will actually be achieved. Now, the mechanism to make sure that they are achieved, personally, I'm not aware of. My colleague who deals with this, Philippa Gordon at the County Council, if the chairman is happy, I will take Mr. Cunningham's contact details and arrange for Philippa to contact Mr. Cunningham and discuss exactly what powers the Highway Authority have through this legal agreement to seek those targets which the developer has signed up to.
Could you comment further on Councillor Bell raised an issue which we've talked to a number of residents and they've raised concerns about the rat running. Most of your comments in the paper here talk about movements towards the east. They don't talk about the comments that we got about residents who live along Hatherley Crescent, round into Bewley Avenue and on into, yes, actually to get to Bewley Avenue you have to go through part of Romsey Avenue. And then many residents have said that the traffic queues there all the time to get out onto the A27 to go, if you like, west towards Fareham and any directions thereon.
Certainly, Chairman. The situation with all developments within Hampshire is that we continue to monitor the road networks around these developments, and through your good auspices and through the auspices of the public, any problems that materialise are drawn to our attention. Our traffic management team then have powers to ameliorate these congestion problems, especially if they're causing safety issues. Now, these measures might include the introduction of weighting restrictions, band turns, or they might even involve, which is very draconian, road closures to actually preclude through traffic. Now, there's winners and losers with all traffic management measures, and that is why any traffic management measures that do come forward are always put forward for public consultation initially before the Highway Authority makes a decision on how to proceed with regards to that. The other thing that you must bear in mind, certainly with regards to this development, the actual number of cars coming out of it in the morning peak at school arrival time is estimated to be 80. Sorry, don't interrupt me. What, a minute? Yeah. Whenever we quote these figures, there always is credibility about it. The situation is that the traffic generation figures are based on surveys from similar developments in similar locations throughout England. Sorry,
just hold you. Can I ask members of the public, please don't interrupt. I've got all your points, I know what your concerns are, but please let the Highways officer carry on with what he's saying.
Out of the 80 trips, approximately 60 will be departing from the new development. That's one a minute. The local highway network in that area, the Cranleigh Road, Caldaway Lane, White Hart Lane Junction, I was down there this morning from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. It is free flow. There is no delays turning in, turning out, or going round. It is free flow. When you get up onto the A27, and around about there, I'll spend an hour up there. I know it's only an hour, 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, and again, the traffic there is free flow. The problem with the A27, as members and the public will know, is as you approach Delmy Arms, that is when the congestion starts to kick in. At Porchester, we have the luxury of, at this moment in time, it being free flow on the A27, and access up to the A27 is good. The Highway Authority and Councillor Pazzacki identified this with the Planning Inspectorate. In 2013, I think it was, we had the National Planning Policy Framework introduced. And in there, if I may quickly just quote one item, paragraph 32, all developments that generate significant amounts of movement should be supported by a transport statement or a transport assessment. Plans and decisions should take account of weather, and this is the one that really causes us major problems now. Improvements can be undertaken within the transport network that cost effective, limit the significant impacts of development, should only be prevented or refused on transport grounds where the residual cumulative impact of the development are severe. So we now are into arguing with the Planning Inspectorate on semantics. What is severe congestion? The locality around Porchester, the Highway Authority considers not to be severe congestion. The volume of added traffic that this development is predicted to place on that local highway network is small in the morning and evening. It's not ideal. No development traffic is ideal on the network. But the Highway Authority have taken the view that if we were to object on highway grounds, we could not substantiate that at appeal. Appeal decisions that have come out based on highway congestion and the interpretation of severe, some of them are quite frightening of what the Planning Inspectorate is now willing to accept.